All right, what's up, everybody? So, I just want to share a little bit about some of the things that we have learned over really the last year and a half from hiring over 2,000 movers and drivers for 75 plus moving and storage companies. So, we're just going to run through a few lessons, a few really big points that I truly believe that if you start to evolve and restructure your hiring and recruiting, that it'll make a huge difference. So let's jump in a little bit here. So over these slides, we're going to go through a couple things. One, recruiting philosophy. Okay. Two is going to be the screening philosophy, your offer strategy, retention and really onboarding and retention strategies. And then how do you build this culture so that way like people magnetically want to be there. So let's talk about kind of where the story begins. We at MoveUp originally started as a coaching company. We stumbled into hiring, with the Great Resignation, between government policies where we're really advocating for a hand out instead of a hand up, and overall the labor force changing their priorities, meaning, my parents, who are in their 50s, that age group growing up and coming through their working career years valued working lots of hours, making as much money as you can. Like they wanted to work. Whereas the generation that I am in, which I would deem that anybody that's maybe in there that might be 18 up to 35 years old right now, they value their work-life balance far more. They'd rather work less hours, still make enough money, but not trade all their time. And so priorities have shifted. So we're combating that in the marketplace when it comes to trying to get a piece of the labor force in our businesses. So, I originally started the company, like I said, as a coaching business to really do sales training for moving companies. Stumbled upon a business that was desperately in need for hiring help. We ended up coming to an agreement. I think it was like $2,000 a month to work together. And the big thing that came out of that is I realized how big of a need it was. And so that's where we catapulted and really began building the system behind the recruiting and hiring. And since November 2020, which is when we pivoted the business to help with hiring, we've helped over 75 moving companies feel less handcuffed by their employees, gain more control, and become just proud again of their business. So let's check out some of the stuff here. I think about where people are and then where they really need to be. So where people currently are is they're losing because of dead hiring practices. They're trying to do the same thing that people have been doing over the last 30 years. And it's not effective, right? Recruiting only when you need to hire people. It's not effective. The winning formula is recruiting year round. So you build a ginormous pipeline of talent. The losing strategy is not having a recruiting database, not having the system. The winning strategy is operating out of an automated nurture hiring CRM, right? Something automated. It has drip campaigns. It has funnels. It has your pipelines. Like all of that is the system that you run on, right? Losing strategy, giving out jobs to anyone who shows up, right? It's crazy. It's like, as long as they're breathing, we give them a job. And the other pitfall is prioritizing experience too much, right? We need to transition on the winning strategy to selecting qualified candidates based on attitudinal fit and cultural fit. Those are the two most important things. Then putting experience after that. Okay, experience is important, yes, but attitudinal fit and cultural fit. And then being willing to train. We're in a marketplace today that, it is competitive. And if you only hire people that have moving experience, you're not going to have many people. So you have to be willing to train. Last point here is on the losing side is believing candidates should be selling you. While there is some validity in this, like good candidates do, sell themselves, us believing that it should always be like that and that like the candidate should fall on their knees and do everything to get this job is just not the case, right? The market is not like that. The supply and demand is not in the employer's favor. So there's a ton of jobs out, but there's not as many people actually looking for a job. So what that creates is now it's a candidate driven marketplace instead of a job-driven marketplace. And so the winning strategy is, as the employer, we're going to have to sell the opportunity and promote. We're going to have to promote like crazy. So it's, the days are old of thinking that, you can just do whatever you want as the employer. Like, you have to be on your A game. You have to cast a vision. You have to spin this thing as a great opportunity. Now, let's talk about some lessons here. Lesson 1, recruiting philosophy. So some of the things that we've picked up over the last year and a half have been, one, and I mentioned this before, you have to have a recruiting database. The reason for that is for the depth, okay? I need names, numbers, and emails. Yes, resumes are good too, but I need contacts. I need a giant database of contacts so that way when I'm in a pinch, I've got options. If I don't have anybody's phone number and I don't have their name, I'm not getting too far, right? Next part is really getting your recruiting targeted with resume database approach. So whether it's Indeed or ZipRecruiter or both of them have resume databases. You can pay to leverage those, and you can target people much faster. Very effective. It'll definitely bring down your lead acquisition cost. Next point here is have multiple ways for people to apply and get in the door. So whether that's traditional application, having a landing page, okay, so they hit a page, they fill out some info on a form, and then that sends them into your CRM, or having a tracking phone number on all your ads. So that way they can do a text to apply. And so they text the phone number, that puts them into the CRM, and then you engage with them. Next point here is, and really this is the recruiting philosophy at its finest, is put numbers in our favor, put statistics in our favor. 100 leads or 100 applicants might produce 2, maybe 3 hires. So if you're not getting 100 applicants, that's where you got to start first. And then another recruiting strategy, just more granular, is paid Facebook ad out of Business Manager, okay, not a boosted post or anything like that. Paid Facebook ad to a lead form into your CRM, okay? That has produced great results. It's just a simple system. A lot of people don't know how to do it though. It's foreign to them, but you want to meet people where they're at, meaning I want to find people where they're living. They live on Facebook. They live on Indeed. They live on Craigslist, ZipRecruiter, right, etc. From a hiring standpoint, from an online hiring standpoint, that's where people live. So that's where I want to go. Okay. Next is going to be the screening philosophy. So here, now we have the leads. Now it's a matter of filing through them. Major philosophy here is, in my opinion, you should follow up with all your leads. You should call everybody. Matter of fact, you should follow up 3 to 5 times on leads. Okay. You want to get to them within 30 minutes. Okay. Lead response time, super important. Get into them in 30 minutes or faster is so valuable because, again, there's way more jobs than there are people looking for jobs. So the moment you have someone looking for a job, they get grabbed up fast. All right. And great strategy on screening is you want to have a digital screening form to vet and screen out the serious people, the responsive people. So that way they come to the top and you can cherry pick, okay? Because you're going to get lots of applicants, especially movers and drivers. You want to be able to cherry pick the best ones. Screening wise, we want to screen hard over the phone. I'd rather do a really intense phone interview than do a weak phone interview, bring a ton of people in, not get that far. So intense phone interview. And then selling the opportunity. Okay, we have to get great with our words. We have to be able to narrate the vision and show how we're bringing that person under the umbrella of the vision. All right, lesson 3 is talking about offer strategy. So offer strategy here, the worst thing you could do is give somebody a job on the spot when you interview them. You never want to do that because it makes you look desperate. And it also makes you look like, quite frankly, you're illegitimate. You don't have a serious business, right? People are attracted to things that they can't have. So make it hard to get. Don't make it so hard to get that you can't get people, but make it so they have to work for it. And the way that you can do that is with a powerful offer phone call. So basically what that would look like, you have the in-person interview, and then you do that offer phone call either later that same day or the next morning. And through this, you want to build a climax. You want to build the suspense, right? Hey, we've got 5 to 7 other candidates that we're looking at. We'll get back with you. We're probably going to pick 1, maybe 2 people, right? We're building that suspense. We're building that climax. And then once you do give that offer, congratulating them on earning it, right? Earning it. We want to build good mindset with our people from the get-go. How you get people started is everything. So you want to congratulate them on getting that offer. Now, lesson number 4, onboarding and retention strategies. So start people immediately, like next day is so important. Even if they can only come in for a couple hours. If they currently have another job, see if they'll come in before or after. Again, even if it's just a couple hours, because the more time you put from when you give the offer to when their first day is, the more time there, the more likely that they're going to churn or no-show on you. Next thing is your retention. So we teach something called the 5 First program. You want to do some research on this. We just won't have enough time to cover every bit here, but it's essentially a crucial conversation at 5 different points. So the first hour, they're on the job. Okay, the first hour of the first day, the end of the first day, the first week, okay, after their first week, when you give their first paycheck, and then at the end of their first month. There are 5 critical conversations you should have every single time with every new hire. And these will help glue people in. It'll help educate you on what is going really well and what's not going really well. So thirdly here is personal development program. Your job as an employer is to provide an immense opportunity and value to the people that work for you. So we have to develop people. We have to. And so think about, you're building a program, not a team. Think about Duke basketball. Think about Coach K. They don't have a team. They have a program, and it's different. It's different, right? They have a system. They produce great NBA caliber players every year. They're a legitimate national contender every year. How is that? Not because they had one good player one year. It's because they have a program and a system, right? That's what you want to build in your business. And lesson 5 here is building magnetic culture. One of the things that will sustain your retention and scale the business that way, it takes more more responsibility off of your shoulders as an owner or a general manager, and your people will start taking more ownership, is by building a magnetic culture. So the first place you need to work here, and this takes time, is casting a huge vision, okay? And I talked about this before, include your people's vision under the umbrella of your vision for the company. When they can see how they can move up and grow with the company, they'll be more apt to buy in. You're looking for buy-in. That's what you're going for, buy-in. You don't want just people working to work. Now you'll have some of those people, but you're looking to get a core group of people that are willing to buy into your mission. And you need to provide a clear roadmap of what's that opportunity look like. Show different, promotion tracks, show different opportunities, show different departments they could move into. Talk about, you don't always maybe have a timeline, but you can at least paint a picture, right? Paint that picture for them, and constantly work on your core values, your ethos, the character of the business, and infuse that in all aspects, okay? Talk about who you are, your identity as a company as often as possible, because the identity of the company will saturate down to the people. And that starts with the leadership. The leadership of the company sets that standard and sets that ethos. So from here, you're going to be one of 2 categories. Over 50% of moving businesses will either sell or go out of business over the next few years. And that's just the truth. We are headed into tough times. And so great businesses will survive, weak businesses will not. And so there's no shortage of moving jobs. There's all kinds of business to do. The number one differentiator is going to be, do you have high quality people inside your business? That'd be the number one differentiator from the winners and the losers. And you can either innovate, change, restructure your hiring and recruiting and your staffing, or you'll continue to live handcuffed by bad employees, not have control of the business, and be turning away thousands of dollars of business every single day, every week, every month, every year. So moving on, if you've been plugged into this, we're going to get you some free resources here. We've got 4 different tools. We just want to give you some value. So we've got our Ultimate Mover phone interview. It's literally script, questions, exactly what we would ask on the phone interview. With movers and drivers, we've got our ideal $1,000 recruiting advertising plan. We've got our expert mover job ad bundle. So it's literally all the copyright we would do for job ads on Indeed, Facebook, Craigslist. Everything's written out. All you have to do is plug and play your info. And then our master in-person interview workflow. So when you do your in-person interviews, this is like go from this to this to this to this. It's talking points, right? So we just want to be able to give these to you for free tools. So that way you have some value. And our hopes is that if we give enough value and we lead with enough value, that potentially in the future, you'll want to work with us, right? So from here, we'll wrap up. But if you have any questions, let us know. We'd love to be a resource for you. We're the #1 recruiting agency in all of America for the moving and storage industry. And our mission right now is to go to 500 moving companies over the next 2 years. And we're going to hit that. We're going to have a lot of folks working with us, and we're going to help a ton of people. So from here, if there's something that you want to learn more about as far as how you could partner with us, we've got several different packages, several different options on our services. So you can see here, we've got our hiring system, which is our flagship product. And so that's really for moving businesses that are right at the cusp of $1 million, as big as $20 million. So, if you're a little bit smaller of a business, though, we have a smaller package that gets you really going on the lead generation. So our hiring lead gen product is great for $200,000 to $800,000 moving businesses. And that allows you to get going, right? You're going to screen all your own people, but we'll help you get the leads, right? We'll have the system in the database. The hiring system for the larger moving companies, everything's done for you. We recruit all and source all the leads. We screen them, we phone interview them, and then we schedule them to show up to your office. Literally do it all for you. And then for those that maybe you don't need movers and drivers, but you need office staff, right? Maybe you just need salespeople. Maybe you just need a general manager. We have a headhunting product for that. And then a third, kind of a tertiary offer that we do is we do a key employee training program. And so this is for those key players inside your business, those office staff folks that are essential to grow the business. And this is really for any business that's looking to scale and get more skill-based training in the hands of the people that are doing the day-to-day. So if any of this sounds like it would be of value, get in touch with us. Next steps is honestly just having that conversation, seeing where you're at, seeing what we could help with, and going from there. So excited to chat with you, and we'll talk soon.